My sister shaved my 7-year-old daughter's head and left her completely bald. She said, "Now you look like your loser father," while her daughters laughed at her. For 3 years, I had supported my younger sister Jessica after her divorce. I paid her mortgage, utilities, groceries, and everything else, so she and her children would not struggle. She worked at a salon, but earned very little. Over time, she stopped showing gratitude and only complained about our life. If we bought something, she accused us of showing off. If we took my daughter Isabella on a trip, she said some people were not so lucky. Isabella had always been gentle with long, shiny brown hair that she loved. Sometimes she came home quiet and said, "Aunt Jessica scolded me or said my dress was ugly." One Saturday, Isabella had a birthday party and wanted to look like a princess. I decided to let Jessica cut her hair as a treat and called ahead with extra money. Jessica agreed coldly and told me not to be late. Isabella was excited in her pink dress when I dropped her off. When I returned, I heard crying before I even reached the door. Jessica was shouting that Isabella looked like her father's failure while the girls laughed. I rushed inside and saw hair scattered on the floor like trash. Isabella sat frozen in a chair. When she looked up, my heart broke. She was completely bald with red swollen eyes. Jessica stood beside her holding a razor and smiling as if it were funny. Her daughters pointed and mocked her. I grabbed Isabella and demanded an explanation. Jessica said it was only a joke and told me not to be dramatic. She said it was just hair, and that Isabella always showed off her beauty. I reminded her that I paid for everything in her life. She said she did not want my charity anymore. I told her she would not get another cent, and left with my daughter shaking in my arms. I canceled every payment the next day. Isabella stopped eating and would not go to school. Weeks later, Jessica called begging because her utilities were cut off. I refused. Later, she said the bank was taking her house. I told her she had done this to herself. Eventually, she lost everything, and her ex-husband took custody of the children. Months later, we saw her on the street begging. She blamed me for her situation. I said she had humiliated my child and destroyed her own life. I gave Isabella a coin and told her to give it to the woman. Isabella dropped it into the cup without a word and walked back to me.